about is the 4 C's. The colour, the cut, the clarity, and the carat. There is a 5th C. I invented that one, but I'll talk to you about that one later. The 4 C's. Let's talk about, okay, first of all, you've got to talk about the shape of the stone. So with the rock, if you've got a larger size piece of rough stone, what they would do is they'd like to x-ray that stone because they want to find out within that x-ray how clear is that stone. Because you don't want to be cutting into something and realise there's a great big cut or an inclusion right down in the middle of the stone. You want it as clear as possible. Actually, while I'm going to do that, could you, here we go. You had a quick look. I'm going to pass that around. And I just want you to, while I'm talking about diamonds, I've got a nice 3-carat diamond that's going to go around the room. I spoke to some people earlier on, some of you already seen it. The value of that stone, by the way, is £75,000. If, for any reason, it should go missing, the person who handed it over to you is responsible. Okay? Fantastic. Okay, so from that stone we have, the stone is now being cut. And when you cut a diamond, there's usually 57 to 58 facets. The facets are the very fine lines that are cut into the stone that give the fire and the brilliance within that shape of that stone. Basically, what you want within that stone as you look at that diamond, you want that sparkle to come through. The sparkle, where does the sparkle come from? All the way around. But when you set a diamond, you want the light to come in from underneath as well as go from on the top. So when you walk into a room, ladies, I want to be able to see you from over there. First thing you're going to see is that little rock on your finger, which is special. It doesn't matter how big it is. No? So the first thing we're going to talk about is the colour. The colour on diamonds, on the diamond chart, we start off the colour at D. We haven't discovered A, B and C yet, but you never know. That at some stage, someone will come along with something brighter, and then we might call it C. But at this point, we're going to start off with D. So a D colour in the diamond is the brightest that you can get. Actually, if you do open up your the little booklets, on the back inside page you can sort of follow very briefly what I'm talking about because I have printed up a chart. So we've got a D, which is the best colour that you can get. Then we're talking about clarity. Clarity, the clearer the diamond, the more expensive it's going to be. So IF is internally flawless. That's a stone that you will see no inclusions, no bits of carbon within it. It's very bright, it's very clear, it's perfect. IF, a D colour, IF, it's the best you're going to get. You're never going to get a better stone than that at this moment in time. It's fantastic. Then you go between an IF down to a VVS, VVS2. VVS stands for very, very slight inclusions. And then you go all the way down, and in very, very slight inclusions, it's very hard to tell with the naked eye. Once you go from VVS to VS, at this point, you might start using an eye loop, and with an eye loop, you'll be able to start seeing inclusions. Inclusions are what I call the fingerprint of a diamond. 9 times out of 10, it's very rare to find a diamond with the same inclusions. So what we have is a certificate. This is the certificate that goes with the diamond that's coming around. I'll start it there and we'll pass it around for you. Go on. Each certificate will map a stone. I'll talk to you about certificates in a minute. Where was I? You weren't listening.
VVS.
VVS, clarity. From the VVS you go down to the SI1. I would never, if I was personally going to buy a stone, or if you were personally going to come to me, I would never recommend generally for you to go below an SI. SI is slight inclusions. Slight inclusions are something you would see with a naked eye. You can have SI1 to SI2. If you go below that, I would tend to steer clear from it. There are some jewellers of proportionate size, we won't mention, who have a very, very bad quality stones. In fact, when you look at them, and if you don't know what you're looking at, and hopefully by the time you leave here tonight, I'll be able to educate you all as to when you walk into a shop, you'll go, that's not the sort of stone I want to buy. But you will see a stone, sometimes when you look into the stone, it looks like it's all cracked inside. It's got all these inclusions. It's what I call inclusions. They're called feathers. Some of them, you even see a bit of black dot. It's carbon. Coal, basically. Diamonds are made up of carbon and water. The extreme heat and the pressure is what creates the stone. So that's your what was that? That's your clarity, yeah? Colour, cut, clarity, colour, cut, clarity, and carat. The cut of the stone we briefly touched on. The cut of the stone now. God, you're having fun sitting at the beginning, aren't you?
I'm so glad I'm sitting.
Super. What we have now is the different shapes. So the cut of the diamond, you can have round diamonds, which is the most popular. We have princess cut diamonds, which is square. We have marquee cut diamonds, which is oval. We even have heart-shaped diamonds. We have the latest diamonds. We've got radiant, cushion cut, and so on and so forth. The cut of the diamond all comes from the shape when it comes from its rough. The clearer the stones, like emerald cut diamonds, it's very rare that you see inclusions in the emerald cut diamonds because they see the clearest part within the stone and they recognize from that point, that's a really great way. I'm going to cut that stone emerald cut because it's clear and it's going to look good. That's the colour, the cut, the clarity, and the carat. The carat is the weight of the stone. So we'll start off. The smallest size you can get of this diamond is what we call a 1 point. A 1 point diamond is as small as 1 millimetre. At 1 millimetre, you've got 1 millimetre size. In fact, in the shoulders of the diamond that was going around, those diamonds were about 1 millimetre. It is not a chip. Someone came in to me one day and they said, oh, I've got a diamond chip. Sorry, chips for fish and chip shop. You can get them there. A diamond is a diamond. If you were to turn around to the guy who cut that stone and says, it's a chip, he's going to really be upset because he spent hours cutting that thing. So actually, to cut a diamond properly, it can take up to 2 weeks. And then nearly all of them are handmade, hand cut. It's pretty impressive. Now you can understand why India cut the majority of them, because labour costs are a lot lower. So what are we doing? We're going to cut the carat. So you've got the smallest stones and you've got the half carat, and then it goes up in increments. So you've got the small one, and then you've got the 25 one, the 25 points, which is a quarter carat. There's 100 points to a carat. So if you've got a carat and a half, it's 150 points. 2 carats, it's 200 points. Now I'm going to give you a little secret tonight. If you go buying diamonds and you have a budget, which 9 times out of 10 we have a budget. Okay, if you've got a budget, let's say for argument's sake, if you were to buy a half carat diamond but you can't quite afford it, turn around to the jeweller. Let's say a half carat diamond today, around about £1,500. Okay, you turn around, okay, you've got a £1,500 budget, the half carat diamond probably around about £1,800, and you're going to go, that's £300 over my budget. Here's the trick. If you go for a diamond, if you say to the jeweller, I want a diamond of 45 points, 5 points below that half carat, the spread is nearly the same. The actual size of the stone, you won't recognise it. Once it's set in a ring, you won't recognise it. But you know what you will recognise? It's about £300 cheaper. So you've got a bigger stone, it's just as big as the half carat, but it's cheaper in the pocket. Then you go to the 1 carat stones. Well, a 1 carat stone at today's prices is around about £6,000. I have to keep up because years ago when I first started, a 1 carat diamond was £3,000. In fact, it was a bit less. So now we're talking about the 1 carat diamonds around about £6,000. Your budget is only about £4,500. What do? You go down to a diamond which is a 90-point spread. 10 points below that 1 carat. When you get to wear it, it's not an awful lot of difference. So you've actually saved yourself £3,000. So that's the secret if you're wanting to buy a stone. That's the 5th C, cash. That's what I call the 5th C. What else am I going to talk about? Anyone got any questions at this point? Yes, sir.
What do they cut the diamonds with?
Diamond's cut with a diamond.
With the diamond?
Yeah, it's cut with a diamond. A diamond cutter has, it's when they're polishing the stone, on the disc it has lots of little diamonds, diamond dust, which is how it's polished up on the machine. So that's how you cut a diamond. You cut a diamond with a diamond. Also, they use the more modern attempts. You can use laser. Laser is also used. Now let's talk about certificate, because if you're buying a diamond such as that big one that was going around, that diamond is just over 3 carats. 3 carat diamond. If you're buying that sort of investment, you're buying that sort of money, you're putting a lot of money. That diamond is worth over £75,000. But when you're buying that kind of stone, you don't want to get ripped off. So we've created what's been created is a company called GIA, Gemological Institute of America. There's about 5 different companies out on the market, but there's only 2 real good ones, which is the GIA and the GIE. Gemological Institute of America and the Gemological Institute of Europe. Those are the 2 main recognised ones that I would personally use and would recommend in the trade. Now, if you're buying a stone, you want to make sure every time you buy a stone you have a certificate to go with the diamond. Because if you're spending that kind of money, you want to make sure you have got what you want. Now, diamond is an investment.